This episode, we're going to talk about how perfection is the poison that will kill your business. Hi, I'm Matt Farnham. Welcome back to another episode of Real Life at Level 10, where I discuss insights on real estate leadership and personal growth. So this episode, I'm sure many of you can relate to, and that's this idea of being perfect, how perfection is poison. And let me explain what I'm talking about. So I'm sure you're the same way, or many of you, if you're an entrepreneur or run your own business, or you're a manager, or just a high achiever in general, I want perfect from myself. I want perfect from my team. I want perfect for my clients. And there's a lot of great that comes with that, but of course there's some negative that comes with that too. As a result, when we're working on our new systems and processes and projects and things that we're trying to put in place, I'm guilty of getting so many projects to about 80% complete, and then I pause the project because I want to come back to it to make sure it's perfect before we roll it out. And of course, it's the number one killer of getting actual productivity out is just wanting to make it perfect. There's a quote that I heard in my coaching network that I'm a part of at our last coaching retreat, and the kind of the takeaway quote for me of the session was, "Done makes more money than perfect every day." And that hit me like right between the eyes. I'm like, my goodness, that's exactly what my mantra needs to be for this next year, is done makes more money than perfect every day, because so many things just don't get done. Perhaps a better way to say that is, I'm not sure if you listen to Craig Groeschel, his leadership podcast is absolutely phenomenal. If you don't listen to that, I highly recommend that the Craig Groeschel Leadership Podcast is part of your regular listening. But he said in one of his recent episodes, and I think he was quoting somebody to be fair, but he said, "A good plan executed with passion today is better than a perfect plan later." A good plan executed with passion today is better than a perfect plan later. And I think that's such a key takeaway for any of us in business, or really whatever world it is that you're living in. If you're working on projects or systems or processes or whatever, just get something good and execute it and roll it out and move on to the next project. And don't let that perfection cripple us from moving forward. A good way that this is applicable is in video. If you're in a position like me where video is really important nowadays, putting out content consistently is something that a lot of us are trying to do in a lot of different industries. But that's a key takeaway when it comes to video, is perfection is poison. That's why if I stutter in my words in many of these videos, that I just keep rolling. And it's something that we've learned. I went to an event called Agent 2021. It's a Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V event in Miami. And he had some of his executives from VaynerMedia that were speaking at some of these outbreaks, these kind of mastermind sessions. And one of them, I think it was his director of content, was talking about how perfection is poison. And the takeaway there is she was sharing that when you're creating content or video specifically, that a lot of people want to make it perfect. It's got to be perfectly polished. It's got to be perfect grammar, perfect everything. But here's the problem with that. People aren't perfect. And she said, you got to understand, people don't relate to perfect because they're not perfect. Therefore, they don't like perfect. They want authentic, they want genuine, they want real, because that's what they are. That's what they relate to. So that's been a real challenge to myself as we're putting stuff out, and you want it to be, shiny and perfect for everything. But that's not the way it should be. It's not what people want. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you, something I'm continuing to challenge myself on because I struggle with this on a daily basis. But that's what personal development is. It's a constant growth, right? We never arrive at the destination completely. It's just trying to get better today than we were yesterday. And it's ironic that the name of this series is Real Life at Level 10. But as you know, I usually end these episodes with saying whatever you do or whatever you're working through or walking through, do it at a level 10 and live with the results. Same thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just do our best with the time that we have to give it and live with the results. So I hope this is challenging for you or has helped you in some way. Please share this content, like it, comment, ask questions. I would love your questions for future content. You can subscribe or follow this content on YouTube or on podcast on iTunes or Google Play. And again, whatever it is you're doing or walking through, do it at a level 10 and live with the results. This episode was filmed at our Team Farnham listing at 3206 Porta Vittorio in West Henderson. For more information on this home or to schedule your private showing, click the website below.